with further research into the human species and their fascination with and institutionalization of atmospheric vibrations, I have found another interesting social pattern, which they, in some places, call religion. What first brought my attention to this interesting pattern was various instances of mass migration of peoples to certain locations on the globe, which seemed to hold some sort of significance. The first instance I observed was at the convergence of what are called the European, Asian, and African continents, a geographic region which they call the Middle East. In a nation there, called Saudi Arabia, is a place called Mecca. To this place, multiple millions of people journey each year from all regions and nations of the globe. In this city is a cuboid building, which I ascertain as highly significant to a large number of humans. It is quite fascinating, since, as far as I can ascertain, this building is the house for a common meteorite, which seems to be the focus of this global veneration, despite the ready availability of meteorites and other iron ore deposits across the globe. I am at this time not quite sure why this cuboid structure or its meteorite are of such significance, and why the strange rituals connected to it are performed. But, given how many people visit this site from such far distances, and how reverently this structure and its rock are treated, they must have some sort of significance. From my research, I have been able to ascertain that this interesting social pattern is classified by humans as religion. Given this knowledge of massive religious activity, I have done further observation into other mass migrations of humans to partake in or observe some sort of ritual at a location that would seem significant or exceptional. The second occurrence of this kind of activity I noticed was on the first Earth Day of the first Earth Week during the solar revolution period designated February. This migration was observed in the northern hemisphere on what is designated the North American continent, in the nation-state called the United States of America. Through interceptions of luminal communications called television and radio broadcast networks, I ascertained that this event is called Super Bowl Sunday. On this day, many thousands of people migrated to a large bowl-shaped structure, somewhat similar to that observed in Mecca, and they watched a significantly smaller number of people perform some ritual in the center of the bowl, involving the movement of a spheroid object, though this object seems to not be made of any metallic elements as that in Mecca. I can only guess as to the significance of this ritual, but I can ascertain that it is indeed significant, for while many fewer people are in attendance at the bowl as compared to the aforementioned cuboid structure, many more watch and listen to the Super Bowl event on luminal audio and visual communication devices, which the humans call television and radio. Furthermore, I am interested in how this Super Bowl event relates to other food-centered American rituals that I have observed, such as that which they call Thanksgiving. I once believed that food consumption in this nation reached its peak during this giving of thanks ritual, but I am now shown to be incorrect, for, according to my calculations and observations, food consumption on this Super Bowl Sunday comes close to rivaling, if not exceeding, that during Thanksgiving. Even more, this most recent Super Bowl event, as far as my calculations show, was the most viewed American luminal communication in both the United States of America and the world since humans first invented this communication technology, approximating 110 million television viewers. Given the similarity with the events observed in Saudi Arabia, this Super Bowl Sunday must be classified as religious. If it is not religious, I cannot imagine what else it might be. A third observation of mass migration I made was like the previous two in many ways. It differed, however, in one significant way. Not only was there mass migration to one site of significance, but there was mass migration to a number of exceptional sites, all very similar in character. Due to their apparent similarity in character, I have reasoned that these sites must all be connected in some way to the same religious event. At these sites, which are dispersed numerously across the globe, people gather at all times of year to pay homage to a humanoid mouse, who has the power to grant wishes and make dreams a reality. People work quite sedulously, spend much money, dispense many resources, and travel long distances, simply to stand in long lines for hours, so as to sit and watch this mouse perform various rituals, the nature of which I have yet to understand. Furthermore, this religious experience is not only contained to these various sites, but is widely broadcast over luminal communication networks and functions in either a central or peripheral role in many live and pre-recorded theatrical events. It also seems common to indoctrinate children into these mouse veneration rituals at an early age. Given the breadth of influence that this mouse exercises, crossing social, cultural, national, and lingual borders, and given the amount of resources and time invested in the rituals of this mouse, this is undoubtedly another manifestation of human religiosity. Furthermore, given both the temporal and spatial breadth of influence and popularity that ranges from human children to adults around the globe, I would say that this is the most prominent form of religion that I have yet observed on Earth. Though I need further research to test my theory, I hypothesize that the other religions that I have observed might find their collective origins in this form of mouse veneration. Upon continued observation of movement on the planet, I noticed yet more occurrences like these, both on macro and micro levels. Clearly, further research must be conducted to gain a better appreciation of the obviously nuanced meaning of what the humans call religion and how mice operate within it. Adapted from Spriosony, Music and Spirituality, the Practice of Presence. Chapter 3, Religion vs. the Sacred. What exactly are we talking about? By Jordan Alexander Key, 2013.